Good morning everyone. Today I am going to talk about the array implementation of list. So, array implementation of list is a fundamental concept in data structures. So, understanding this implementation is crucial as it provides the foundation for various data structures and algorithms. So first of all, we know what is meant by a list. A list means it's a collection of elements that can be accessed, added, or it can be removed or modified. So lists are dynamic, meaning that they can grow or they can shrink as needed. So lists can be implemented in various ways. So with array being one of the most common implementation of the list. So here we will look about the array implementation of list. So we know what is meant by an array. An array is a collection of elements that can be identified by the index or key. That means it stores elements in contiguous memory location, which allows for efficient access to elements using their indexes. Arrays have fixed size, which means the size of the array must be known at the time of its creation, since the array size is fixed. So what is array implementation of list? When we implement a list using an array means we essentially create a dynamic array that can resize itself as elements are added or removed. So we have to create a dynamic array in order to create or in order to implement a list. So here you all know array means it's a collection of variable with the same data type. So usually the array index will start from 0. And if the size of the array is n means then the index will be from 0 to n minus 1. For example, here we are having 5 elements, which is 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, which is present on the location 1000, 1004, 1008, 1012 and 1016. So the array index of 10 is 0, which is the key or index value. So the array index of 20 is 1, for 30 is 2, for 40 is 3 and for 50 is 4. So that means totally here we are having 5 values. So the index range is from 0 to 4. So which means from 0 to n minus 1. So using the index value we can able to directly access the desired element which is present in the array. So this concept I have explained. So it's for an initialization process. An array is created with the initial size. A variable is maintained to keep maintained to keep track the number of elements which is currently present in the list. So when we move on to insertion operation, so the insertion can be done at either at first or at end or at a specific position. So in order to insert a given element in a specific position in an array means, first of all we have to get that element and we have to get the position on which the element that need to be inserted, on which position that new element has to be inserted. So that position value has to be get. So check whether the position value is valid or not. If the position value is valid means we have to shift all the elements. So for example, in the array we are already having 5 elements, which is 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So we need to insert an element which is called 100 at a position 2. So already in a position 2 we are having the element. I think here in this diagram we are having 5 in the position 2. So in that place we need to insert the element 100. So if we want to insert 100 at position 2 means we have to shift the element 5 to the next position, to third, and third element to fourth, and fourth element to fifth. So fifth position has to be created dynamically. So now you can insert the value 100 at a position 2. So in this diagram now we have inserted 100 in the position 2 and we had shifted all the elements. We had done one shift right all the elements, right? So this is how you have to insert a value. So the same concept can be followed to insert an element at the beginning or also at the end. And next is the deletion operation. So deletion means the last element is removed, means the number of elements can be decreased. That means the number of elements is decremented. And if we want to delete a element from a specific position, means the elements from the specific position onwards are shifted left in order to fill the gap created by the removed element. So this is how. So here we are having the element 125, 78 and 30. So if we want to delete the element 78, so if we want to delete the element 78, means we have to do a left shift operation. So if we delete 78, means the 30 will come to the position. That means we have to shift 30 left one position. So that means the 30 will come after 5. So finally we will have 1, 5, 30 as the array elements, right? So here it is 125 and 30 as the final elements of the array. So search operation is, it's very easy. You have to use a for loop for searching a particular element in a given array. So we have to the element which we need to search in an array can be taken as a key element. So that can be assigned to array of I is equal to key. So if the first initial element is equal to key, then that element is the required element. So if it is not matches with the first element, the key element does not match with the first element, you have to increment the position by 1, which means it will move on to the index 1. Now again you have to compare the key element with the element which is presented at the first position. So if it matches, then that is the element. If it does not matches, again we have to increment the position by 2. So like this you have to move your search until the element matches with the key element. So till last the key element is not found, it does not match with any element on the array, means then the key is not found in the particular array. So this is your search operation. Okay, so the main advantage of using this array implementation of list is there will be no wasted space for an individual element. Direct access can be done and memory efficiency will be high, and due to contiguous memory allocation, arrays will often have a better cache performance. Disadvantage is that it will have fixed size, and standard arrays will have a fixed size. So and next is inefficient insertion and deletion. So that means the time taken for insertion and deletion operation will be high. So this is what about the array implementation of list. So in next class we will look on to the linked list or singly linked list concepts. Thank you.